Greetings, duelists, and welcome to Deck Report, week number 11, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, I only went to one locals this week. I was extremely busy during the week and the weekend, uh, especially with the holidays like getting near our vicinity. I also was testing a lot of crossover breakers. Uh, I did make like proxy deck list for one of the decks that I kind of want to like hard practice for that format. So I only went to one locals. I only played at one locals, which was this past Thursday. Not that many players. It was around like 12 players, and I took the Fire King deck again. So before I get into the deck profile, I guess I want to like talk real quick about why I chose Fire Kings in the first place. As you guys already know, I had extremely bad luck with the deck. The strategy was not working out for me like the way I kind of wanted it to. Uh, there is a budget alternative now. Thanks to Quarter Century Bonanza, the Witch Engine is now a lot more affordable. So there is really no excuse for not playing the Witch Engine anymore. However, I still wanted to play without it because it's not really a budget decision. It's more of like a format decision. Like I still am a firm believer that playing the Witch Engine just makes you susceptible to way more cards than if you were playing like a more purish version of the deck. However, I do understand the caveat where the ceiling of the deck is a lot lower and you kind of have to keep up with the current trends of the format if you want to do well with a well positioned deck, even though Fire King is really known for being very well positioned against mid range decks. Uh, that being said, I did try an alternative. Uh, I forgot whose channel's name it is. I think they're called Manny. Manny something. But they did show an interesting engine to be paired with Fire Kings. Uh, Once I found the video, I will post it in the description. Because this idea was 100% not mine. I actually did see another person's deck list and I did take that idea from them. And I found it very interesting. So I kind of wanted to like tweak it around a little bit. But yeah, it's already been 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure you're here mainly for the deck profile. So 3 Ponics, 3 Courtier, 3 Kirin, 1 Arvada, 1 OG Garunix, 1 New Garunix, 1 Barong. That's it for the Fire Kings. I think there are 14. Triple Ash Blossom. We're still on the Impulse package. And the new addition, 3 Electro Blaster and the Magmacho Dragon. And despite not playing the Witch Engine, I did opt to play Poplar. I think it's 26 monsters or 25. It's one of the two. 3 Sanctuary, 2 Island, Skyburn, Original, 1 for 1, Prosperity. Triple Impulse. Triple Imperm, double Impulse, and Skill Drain. Anima, IP, SP, Wolf, Hita, Phoenix, Princess, Whale, Raging Phoenix, Zealantis. That's it for Link monsters. The rest are XYZs. Garunix, Buzzking, Bagusta, and Dweller. Side deck, Dark Ruler, Shared Ride, Cosmic, Final Bringer, Barrier, Anti-Spell. Okay, so explanation time. I'll start with Wise to Impulse. There was an OTS championship this weekend for a lot of sanctioned Konami stores, and one of my teammates needed one extra impulse, so I did lend it to them. It worked out because they did top. You will probably see that deck profile in the EJ Gaming channel. If it's not there within the next week or so, I might get a deck profile for this channel. But yeah, that's solely the only reason why I'm only playing 2. I did open it a fair amount, so there was no harm, no foul there. And I kind of wanted to keep the deck like between 40 to 41 cards, so there it kind of worked out. So, despite me not playing the Witch Engine, I did play Poplar and Original. I kind of just wanted as much consistency in my deck without like endangering my deck to a couple cards. I felt like Poplar is fine on its own. Essentially, you can just turn this into a free link 1, put this in the back row, activate the original, send it away, and it gets your play started because this just equals Ponix plus an extra body. Playing the Wish Engine just minuses you if you get hand trapped, but summoning Poplar does not minus you at all. Opening Original without opening Poplar is a bit of a problem. However, that's where the 3 Sanctuaries come in. Since we're playing more copies of Sanctuary than other decks, this kind of mitigates the utility behind the deficit in Original. So, I won't say it did not work out. I did open it a few times. There was one game I did open both of them, which was kind of unfortunate. But I'd rather open both of them than open no starters, which you already know is something I historically had a problem with when I was deck building, like the other hybrids of this deck. So, as I mentioned beforehand, this was not my idea at all. This was from another YouTube channel. Again, if I find the video, I'll post it in the description. Shouts to them. But this is a really cool engine. I did not dislike it. It did not guarantee me any wins. However, actually, it did guarantee me one win against Asamina Snake Eye, because essentially what this made possible was the access to Dweller and Baguska without solely relying on other level 4 extenders, like for example Coach King Wolfbark. But at the same time, it also gave you an extra level 8 monster, level 8 fire monster. And this came up because it made it so we could make Buzz King without needing to exhaust the Fire King resources. Which is also very helpful because not only did you get access to Buzz King, but you essentially still have like Sacred Garunix in rotation for your Fire King Sanctuary play into the Garunix monster like on their own turn. And that's another really cool thing about Magma Show Dragon. Like, like just summoning itself every turn and giving you extra draws. To be mindful, this does get banished if it leaves the field, so using it as an XYZ material is kind of warranted if you want to keep the rotation going. But essentially, it did heighten the ceiling of the deck, not by an extraordinary amount, but what I liked about this engine as opposed to the Witch engine and as opposed to other engine is that if you look at my main deck, all my main deck monsters are all fire attribute, meaning that if I open Sanctuary or Island, they are not dead at all if I open any monster with them, because it essentially means that I always have a starting play if I like hard open Sanctuary or Island with any fire monster in my deck. So that was the main reason behind that. Would I play that engine again? I'm unsure. Like it did help a fair amount, but there was one game where I opened both Magmacho and Fire Attacker. I won that game strictly because I opened Sanctuary. If I did not open Sanctuary, I probably would have lost that game because I was going second against Melodious. However, our Melodious opponent also bricked. They opened Small World and no other starters, and we opened Dash Blossom for the Small World. Shoutouts to Unknown 12. You will probably see replay duels with me and him later very soon. We are testing post crossover breakers, but yeah. This engine worked out, but you have to be mindful that there are a couple of bricks in it. And like opening one of the bricks is not bad, but opening both of them is kinda like detrimental. I did not resolve fire rescue ace impulse at all this entire locals, so this might get cut like in the future if I were to keep playing this deck. Yeah, sadly did not work out. As far as the extra goes, stuff that I didn't summon. I did not summon Phoenix. I did not summon Sunlight Wolf at all. I understand why a lot of people play it. It's like one of the more important Fire King cards. But I just haven't found a time or a place to summon it. I summoned Anima a couple of times. I only Zealantis OTK'd once, and it did come up. It did come up because my Melodious opponent had the Aria, the Aria setup, and this was the only way to essentially get rid of it with my engine. So I used to play the Orchest rank 8, the Dingirsu, as my other form of removal against like destruction protection and targeting protection. But yeah, Zealantis is another good one. Outside of that, yeah, pretty cookie cutter. Like, if you've seen my side deck, like, I like Fireball Bringer is essentially basically another copy of Skyburn. The reason I'm playing this as opposed to Skyburn, despite Skyburn being searchable, is because Skyburn is hard once per turn, same as this card. So I kind of just wanted to diversify the amount of options that I had for like the utility that I could use. Also, this card works with any monster. It doesn't have to be Fire Kings. So, like if you're in a position where your opponent like wants to contest against something, like let's say for example you're summoning Abyss Dweller and they try to imperm, like you can essentially just use this to dodge imperm and resolve your Dweller. That did come up for me. Pretty cool card. Pairing that up with the Cosmics, you have like enough back row removal, like for like essentially almost any deck that you pretty much care about. Since the ceiling of our deck is way lower than the Azamina version, we do have to play cards against it. And Shared Ride is like a really good one. I did open this card like 3 times. Every time I opened it, it got Ash Blossomed. So, like, people were respecting this card. I think in the future, you should really look into this card if you want to find options, especially post crossover breakers, because this card is really really good against the Raziel deck. It is also really good against the Ryugi deck. I don't know if that deck will be popular, but I know the voiceless version has popped up like a couple of times. And against Malice, this card is also really good. So, like, one card to think about in the future. And I think this card is staple if you're playing Fire Kings. If not in the main, at least in the side. But that's it for me. I hope you found this deck report very interesting. I will be switching to another deck very soon. I might even post replays involving that deck that I'm playing this upcoming week. It is something that it is something I profiled on the channel before, but I haven't showcased it in a very long time. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, but that's it from me. I hope you found this video to your liking and understanding. Keep practicing and keep dueling.